Hello, everyone. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. I hope you're well, everybody. Good morning. Good morning to those in the US. Good afternoon to my UK folk. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please hit that like button. Good afternoon, Bajan. Please put please hit that like button, everybody, as you come in. Don't be stingy with the likes today. So much happened on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part one. I hope you guys are ready because we have a lot to get through today. So hit that like button, everybody. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. Okay. All right. So first of all, let me just ask you guys, what would you guys rate the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta? Put it in the chat. Reunion part one, how would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10? Put it in the chat, okay? Let me see if I can put a poll up so that folks are joining a little bit later could also vote on the poll and let us know what they would rate this reunion part one. I think is off to a great start. If I may say so myself, I think it's off to a great start. I think that Porsha, Angela, and Drew ate. They won this reunion. Round one, yes, the right couch folks were winning it, honey. Porsha, Drew, and Angela, the MVP of this reunion. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. I'm just trying to put up a poll. Give me a second, everybody. Let me just put up a poll for you guys to vote. Hit that like button, everybody. Just keep hitting that like button. We only have 3 likes, guys. Let's get those likes up. Um, Give me a second. Rate, rate. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7. Well, let's do 4 to 6. All right, guys. I just put the poll up. Let me know what you guys think. Bajan says 8 out of 10. Yes, I think that sounds about right. 8 out of 10 sounds right. I think it was a really, really good episode. I think part one is definitely off to a great start. I'm very curious to see what happens in the next episode. But so far I think part one is off to a great start. So the people that I want to thank for this part one would be Porsha, Angela, and Drew. I think they did their big one. Um, say what you want about those girls, but they clocked in ready for work. Good morning, Super. Good morning. I hope you're well. Thanks for joining. So yeah, guys, hit that like button. I'm going to begin my review of the episode. Put your comments in the chat and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. And if you want your comment to come on the top and want it to be prioritized, then please send a super chat. All right, let's get into it. So I feel like the episode started so nice. It was a little bit calm. I did think that Andy did really good with like his intros, him trying to introduce folks and let people, sort of get into the swing of the reunion. I thought it was off to a great start. It was pretty calm to begin with, which I really liked. Then Pinky shared with us that she was having a baby. Now, a lot of us pretty much knew about the baby because Claudia Jordan decided to expose that. Now, she didn't say who, but it wasn't hard to put two and two together. When we saw how Pinky was dressed, then we saw some other pictures as well. It was a dead giveaway. So, but anyway, congratulations to Pinky. I definitely wish her and her husband the best. And I pray for a healthy and wonderful, lovely baby. All right, let's move in. So then Andy started asking the girls if they ever had an experience with women. Next thing, Shamia is like, she has never been with a woman, same as Phaedra, and same as Angela. Now, I will be honest and say, I believe Angela and Phaedra are probably telling the truth about that. Who do I think is not telling the truth? I'll let you all guess. Who do you guys think is not telling the truth, in my opinion? Now, I have no way of proving. The only thing I have to go by is Portia's facial expressions. When I say the moment Shamia said no, but she's kissed a girl, did you see Portia's face? Normally, Portia don't be giving much away, but her face was giving like, girl, stop lying. But she was definitely not about to expose her. But at the same time, I just kept thinking, yeah, girl, it's given you have done something allegedly. I do not know. It's given you did something. Portia is privy to that, but Portia does not want to expose you. And it's funny because I think Portia is still holding back, despite that's how you know that girl liked you. Because if anyone went to hell like Shamia has gone to hell when it comes to Portia's mom, I will understand if the person decides like, I am emptying out the clip. I have nothing positive for you. I am not playing with you, and that's on period. So I definitely think like Portia is definitely handling her super well. She's not doing too much. She's letting it be what it is. And I can't say that I'm mad at it, right? Guys, keep hitting that like button, please, and thank you. Okay, so um let's move on. Phaedra decided, so they decided to add this new segment where some of the girls sent in their questions. I actually thought it was really interesting. I'm not going to lie, like it's something they've never done before, but I actually think yes, gag the girls. Let the girls show up to work, honey. Show up to work, right? Put your money, put your questions, put it down. Let's be for real. And so I actually had no issues, no qualms whatsoever. When I tell y'all, I did not have any qualms with them telling the girls to send in questions. And then Drew had to send in her question, which I loved. We'll talk about that later on towards the end. But Phaedra basically asked Drew if she wants to get chomped on by Black. And my thing is, I feel like everyone seems too concerned about what Drew has going on when it comes to Black. My thing is, why are they so bothered? This lady has said multiple times she is not dating that man, or she is not in a relationship with that man. Now, do I believe that everything is on the up and up and Drew is innocent and not doing something or whatever? I don't necessarily believe that. I think there is probably something going on, but it's not serious enough for her to claim him. So I do not understand why people think this lady has to claim him. If she's not ready to claim him, leave her alone, right? Now, do I think Drew is being transparent? Absolutely not. Drew is a bit like Phaedra. Drew does not like to share any of her business. She wants to be in control of what she shares, and that's just what that is. So, like her, hate her, but I just feel like they're too invested in the whole Drew and Black situation. So then Shomia decides to chime in. And it's funny. They do not like when anyone chimes in, but they love to chime in every opportunity that they get. So Shomia then decides to chime in and said to Drew, didn't you say you were in love with him? Girl, why do you keep lying? She didn't say she was in love with him. She said she loved him. That is completely different. And she was just acting like she didn't know what was said. Shamia is kind of low key wild. Shamia is one of those people that will sit in your face and can lie on you in your face, right? Like, because I don't understand why you would say to that girl, you said you were in love. Like, what are you talking about? Right? Like, where did that even come from? And so for me, that just really got on my nerves because I'm just thinking, like, what is your problem? Why? What is this? Right? Bizarre. Like, I really have no words. Now, Drew said, no, I didn't say I was in love with him. And then you have Kmichelle over there throwing shade about Black being a scammer. My thing is, you don't want to be involved in the conversation, but you're out here talking about him being a scammer. You don't want your name to be brought up wherever Black is mentioned, but every time Black is mentioned, you keep chiming in. And so it's very hard to really understand, like, girl, what is your problem? You don't want to be mentioned when Black is mentioned, then why do you keep bringing that up? Thank you so much, Bajan, for the 2 jewels sparkles. Thank you so much. That I really appreciate. Let's give you a round of applause for that. Thank you so much. I've kind of been loving those sound effects. I'm not going to lie. Bajan says, love and in love are two different things. Please say it louder for the people at the back. Like, what are you doing? And so it's just stuff like that I just don't understand. And it's like, I've been seeing it like in a lot of places online where people are talking about Angela chiming in. And my thing is, Angela can chime in if she wants to freaking chime in, considering Kelli be chiming in, Shamia be chiming in, Kmichelle be chiming in, all of them are chiming in. So it's like, if you all want to be chiming in, then let that lady chiming in peace. Like, what are we doing, right? Super says they flipped the script and started chiming in like Shamia and Kelli have been doing. Exactly. Exactly. And they did not see that coming at all. They did not see that coming. You can tell that they were shocked. But the girls are like, now we have something for you today because this is what you do. You do this all the time. So we are not out here playing with any of y'all. When I say the right couch had their foot, right? They were not playing. They had their foot, whatever you want to call it, honey. Let's say feet because it was a bunch of them, okay? They had their feet on the left couch next. Like, they were not playing with none of those girls. And I was thoroughly entertained. When I tell y'all, I plan on playing a clip, honey, because a clip or two. I must. Because we need to watch. For instance, I feel like we need to see the Porsha and Kmichelle thing in action because I got some words and I want to play it. I want to be able to pause it at times and talk about it. But let me give my full-on review and then we'll come back. We'll come back to that bit. Now, guys, hit that like button as you come in. Please don't be stingy with the likes. Let me look at the comments, honey. Aha. I'm seeing some of y'all. Okay, hit that like button, everybody. Let's get those likes up. As you hit that like button, please let me know that you've hit that like button in the live chat because today I do not want to be begging for no likes. Okay, thank you very much. Bajan, you are absolutely right. Bajan says, I told my partner I love him, but I'm not in love with him. I'm not there yet. And I am with you 100%. Sometimes you love somebody because they treat you so good, they're such a kind person, you like them, right? But that doesn't mean you are in love. To be in love is a completely different feeling, right? It's like you're enamored with them. You know, they can almost do no wrong. You just, every time you look at them, it's like you're just filled with so much happiness. That is a different level, honey. It is a different level. So I don't think that's what Drew was insinuating. And I'm right here with you, Bajan. Absolutely. Bajan, you're cracking me up. Bajan says, why is Leaky so bothered about Black? Oh my gosh. Ain't that the truth? Why are you so bothered? I am with you. There's definitely so much like, it's just, why are you so bothered? Like, what is going on? Yeah, it's definitely, it definitely gives me the ick. I will say that. Super says Shamia lies so much. Agreed, because why are you talking about the way she said it with so much vim, like she was telling the truth? She literally said, yeah, you know, you said you were in love with him. Like, what? She did not say that. It's the same thing. It's the same way she said, Phaedra said Pinky eats meat. And she said it with such a straight face, and she was like carrying the bone terribly wrong. And I just think, like, I don't even think she can keep track of the way she lies. I think she just goes off and just like so much just comes out of her mouth that she cannot keep track. That's what I personally think. That could be the only explanation because any other thing is definitely very, very odd. So somehow the girls started talking about like getting their bodies done because they were talking about Drew's body. My thing is, Drew looks good, Drew's happy. What are the issues, right? Like, Drew is happy. What's the problem? If she wants to get her body done, her neck nipped and tucked and whatever it is she wants to do, that's her business, right? But you could tell the girls were making jokes about her now starting to look like Porsha. And I'm just like, leave that girl alone. If she's happy with her body, she's happy with her body. Leave it at that. So then Kelli starts talking about she had never had her body done. Girl, your face is part of your body. Your boobs are part of your body. I've always found that so weird when people say things like they have never done nothing to their body. I'm like, girl, your face is part of your body. Your boobs are part of your body. And you just said with your full chest, those full chest, right? You literally just said that those boobs, right? You got your boobs done. So did you get your boobs done? Did you get your body done? Your boobs are part of your body. Okay? But okay, whatever. Y'all say Porsha is a bimbo, but you don't know that your boobs are part of your body? Alright, bet. My thing is, I don't understand, and this will sound like I'm body shaming her, but because this is not the body that God gave her, right? Like, I feel like I'm body shaming or I'm calling out the job of either the doctor or her for making the decision to make it that big. I don't understand. You made that decision. Not full chest. No, but it's true though. Those chests are that the chest is so full. And it's like, girl, usually when people have big boobs, it usually suits their frame. I don't understand how she went to the doctor and said, I'm this short and tiny, yet I want them to be this size. One, first of all, why didn't the doctor say, like, girl, you know, this is a bit too big for your frame? Like, the boobs look like they're literally weighing her down. And I'm not really trying to be rude or anything. Like, I genuinely, I'm not trying to body shame her. I just feel like they're too big for her body frame. And if she wants to really be the standard in terms of the fashions, she either needs to start dressing as someone who has boobs, gigantic boobs like those, or she needs to reduce them because they look way too big. Now, tell me when Drew said you need to get them undone. When I say this was me, y'all, I was gagged.
Hold on.
Gagged to the moon and back. Drew gagged me, honey. I did not see that coming. Drew gagged the heck out of me. Okay? And I was like, okay, Drew, all right. Drew got her little one in there. Not gonna lie, that was good. And then Kelli tried to act like she didn't hear what she said. Girl, you heard it. You heard what she said. You were gagged. You did not know what to say. You did not know how to respond, honey. You were gagged. Let's be for real. Okay? But anyway. Um, Bajan says Hobbit's boobs are too big for her short self. Agreed. Agreed. She can lick them boobs with no problem. Ah! Oh my gosh. Mm-mm. Drew gave me jokes. Get them undone. Yes, she needs to get them undone. Get them undone with immediate effect. Like ASAP, please and thank you. Okay. So then they start talking about like some of the favorite moments from the season, and Pinky talks about it was her and Angela going back and forth. So then they start asking like who won. Now, I have always said I think Angela won, but I think Pinky and Angela did such a great job. It was a very, very good back and forth. I don't think we've had anything like that since the whole Nini and Claudia, your clit has left your body. Like we have not heard such in a while, right? We've not had such in a while. So I really, really appreciated that read off. Um, so I'm glad that Pinky is a good sport. Pinky is just like, yeah, she feels the same way. She felt like, okay, well, that was the highlight of the season for her, and I will have to agree as well. Um, Now it was funny how everyone kind of agreed that Angela one, except Shamia and Kelli. Shamia and Kelli kind of leaned towards, I guess the people on the over on that couch tried to lean towards Pinky winning. I'm like, girl, please stop lying. You can have a friend and your friend may lose, and that's okay. Like, we don't win everything sometimes. Like, sometimes we win some, and some, we try again. So there is that. Anyway, Porsha then talks about Sway. She said she loves the touch of a woman. She's enjoying Sway. And Andy said something that I thought was interesting. Andy said, like, when she met Sway, she felt like Sway is kind of measured about like Porsha's like fandom and stuff like that. Which I think is interesting because Porsha was talking about it's very intimidating to a lot of men. And so I definitely think that hopefully we'll see what happens with them. But I think what also gagged me was when they brought out, I think it was Miss Diane, and Miss Diane was out here saying, what do Miss Diane said, this is the wrong one. When I say that made me laugh so much, like so badly. I was absolutely here for it. I will have to say that this reunion was funny to me. This reunion gave me jokes. I had fun just watching it. I watched it a few times actually, so yeah. Hey Fave, thanks for joining in. I hope you're good. Thank you so much for joining. How are you? Hey Chanel, thank you so much for joining in. Thanks everybody. Hit that like button as you guys come in. Also vote in the poll so I know what you guys would rate the reunion part 1. Make sure you vote in the poll so I can count, what you guys, or count your votes as well. All right. Um, oh, 1 second. Let me put that on D&D, honey, because yeah. 1 second. Yeah, so sorry y'all. I got a call and a message that distracted me. All right, I'm back with y'all. I'm back. Andy asked about Drew and Ralph. Um, let's be honest, even if there wasn't a gag order, I know Drew said there was a gag order, but my thing is, even if there wasn't a gag order, I don't believe for a second that Drew would really be speaking on it. There wasn't a gag order when it came to her and Ty, and we couldn't get a straight answer. I think this is just who Drew is. I don't think Drew is transparent. I think Drew is kind of like Phaedra when it comes to these things. So I am not going to be pretend or be under the impression that like Drew one day is gonna come out here and tell us all her truth and everything. But we will see. Let's see if after the divorce she turns into a more transparent version of herself. But I'm not going to hold my breath for it. I kind of understand it to an extent because you, as an actress, at the same time, you also don't want all your business out there. You don't want to start getting casted into into specific type of roles all of the time. So maybe that's part of why she doesn't want her personal business to be out there. She wants it to be more about her craft as opposed to her personal life. But it's like you're on a show, it's Real Housewives of Atlanta. You were expected to play a little bit. So I think she needs to figure out a balance, because I think part of why Phaedra is sitting on the far end is because she did not give us much in terms of her personal storyline. Now, I appreciate that it seems like there were some scenes that were cut out, but I also don't think that Phaedra is transparent enough. I don't think she gives us enough of her personal story for us to be as invested. Now, I'm not one of those people that would say Phaedra should not be on the show. No, Phaedra brings a lot to the show, especially when it comes to her funny confessionals, saying things that a lot of people would not necessarily say, and she kind of just gets away with it, right? And so she definitely knows how to like maneuver. And I think she really did that when she was asked about, I don't want to bring up the Nosh thing until I start talking about it so I don't forget, but let's keep moving on. So then it became Kelli versus Porsha. Kelli, first of all, I think Andy did good with that question. And I know it's not Andy that came up with that question, but somebody came up with that question, okay? And basically, Andy asked Kelli if she was jealous of Porsha. And this is where I want to add a clip to the mix because I'm sorry, girls, I need that clip. We need to watch it together. Gags me every time. Okay? All right, let's go. Guys, hit that like button if you have not already. Let me just read Super's comment here. It's not Phaedra's fault that production didn't show Phaedra's scenes. We got cheated. Absolutely, I agree with that to an extent. But I actually also think that Phaedra does not necessarily share too much. Like, for instance, if you've dated Mike before, we should have found out before the reunion, right? Not bring it to the reunion, if that makes sense, right? Or at least she should have said something, engaged in some way, right? She did allude to them having an ex in common, but she didn't tell us who it was, right? But then she didn't build up enough speculation for us to care. That's why I think like Phaedra is getting it wrong personally. That's what I think. And Bajan says, I think Basement Billy has controlled Drew for so long, she doesn't want to say anything incriminating. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. I think he seems like the type that if you say anything you say can and will be used against you. So there is that. Now, for those who have just come in, thanks for joining in. Hit that like button as you come in. Let's get those likes up to 30 likes, please. We're only on 12 likes, y'all. Y'all are so stingy with the likes. Please run over there and hit that like button, please, if you haven't. Throw a rock and hit that like button. How about that? But anyway, on a more serious note, guys, in case you're wondering what's happening, I want to play the clip between Kelli and Porsha. Because I feel like that was such a really, really good back and forth, and I really enjoyed them. Just a quick one before. Super says she did a scene with Apollo's son and we didn't see that. That's her personal life. Actually, you are right. You are right. And thanks for reminding me as well, because I know I covered it. But yes. And this is the thing. I feel like sometimes production almost feels like all we want is the drama. And it's not always the case. I would have loved a fully fleshed storyline from the girls, right? Instead, it feels like we didn't really get a fully fleshed storyline from most of the girls. We got like a little bit here, a little bit there, right? And so I definitely feel like I wish that they gave us a more fully fledged storyline. Okay, alrighty, let me play this clip and let's get into it. Okay, let me do this so that you guys can see that I'm not playing about the likes. Please hit that like button. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this comment here so you guys can see it, and then yes, please. All right.
Are you banned in Nigeria?
Yes, from the community. Absolutely not. They said,
Girl, mind your business, please.
they don't want you no more. I am still 44% Nigerian. Okay.
Wait, is this the clip that I was looking for? Give me a second, y'all. It is. I forgot to start it off. Did it start off light like that? I guess I forgot.
We going back. We going back.
All right. I just wanted to check. Thank you. Ryan from Boston said,
Ah, right. Now I get it. Okay.
Kelli, you referred to Portia's home as Simon's house. Are you jealous she received a better divorce settlement than you?
I would never be jealous.
First of all, I believe whoever asked that question, shout out to you. I do believe that she was jealous. I think she moves like somebody who's jealous every time Porsha is mentioned, every time. Any opportunity, right? Any opportunity to talk about Porsha, to chime in on anything Porsha has going on, she will. So it's definitely very much giving bothered. I'm jealous.
She can't worry about Simon's house when she live in a Shania's house. Now, wait a minute. Hold up, honey boo boo. How you gonna be worried about Simon's honey boo boo? Let's.
Just that statement. Did you see the girls' faces? The right couch, they looked proud of Porsha, honey. They looked like, yes, gag her, okay? So Kelli versus Porsha. She got that one. Okay. Porsha won.
Let's be very clear. I stayed in Shamia's house for 2 weeks until my home was ready. When you was out of your house, that's the point. I chose to be out.
Bruh, you were out of your house. That's the point. When I say Porsha was reading her down, am I the only one that thinks Porsha ate this reunion, y'all? Put it in the chats.
Of my house. The house that you're calling Simon's house, I have maintained and paid it very well. I'm so glad that you were paying Simon's bills. You shouldn't be discrediting women.
Not, I'm so glad you were paying Simon's bills. And this is the thing. This is the issue that I have, and I'm sure a lot of people have with Kelli. For someone who is going through so much, you have a lot of mouth. You have a mouth on you. For someone who is going through a lot, you should be humble. You should be humble. You should be taking notes. You need to bring your notebook out and write down how Porsha handled this so you can handle it like that. Like, there are so many things that you could learn from her on this issue that you clearly have not learned, because that your ex is taking you through it. And so I just don't understand why you have so much venom towards another woman, yet you want everyone around you to support. If Porsha was such a horrible person, then Porsha would have said to Phaedra, don't give her legal advice for free. Make sure you charge her. She didn't do that. She stayed out of it, or don't even like represent her. She could have, but she didn't. And so it's just like, girl, you have so much mouth. The fact that you could wear a t-shirt because you couldn't afford anything in the confessionals, and you feel like you can talk to people and drag people like this just because? Diabolical.
Why you looking for support? I don't discredit anybody. You absolutely did. I was going through the same thing you were going through, and you sat here and online. Simon's house, Simon's house. Is your name on the house? The house. I know you're not familiar with the terms.
I know you are not familiar with the terms. Ooh.
The tea is exceptionally good today.
Like, what? I know you are not familiar with the terms gagged me. Okay. Because clearly she ain't familiar with the terms. Not with that man she married.
Her name on the house. Baby, I had a house. I sold my house. Let's be very clear. You had to sell your house. Answer the question. Is that not?
You had to sell your house. Mad.
Not Simon's house. How the is it his house? You're paying the bills. You're paying his bills. I am not paying his bills, baby. Girl, get that man's house back. I was awarded the house. Get that man's house.
Angela was like, where Porsha stopped, I'm chiming in. I'm taking it straight to him. Where's your house? Oh my gosh. Now, do I think Angela needed to chime in? No. Do I think Porsha was handling it already? Absolutely. I personally do not think Angela needed to chime in, but I'm not mad that she did, because Kelli and Shamia can chime in whenever they want, and Kmichelle can chime in whenever they want, mumbling under their breaths, and no one says anything. So if she wants to chime in, like, all right, let's go. I just wish that they weren't all talking on each other, because over each other rather, because I really wanted to hear each point. Like, I love when you say something, the other person responds, you say something. Like, I want to see the back and forth. And I just felt like we weren't really getting much of that here today.
I'm living in my house. I'm living in my house.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. Okay.
Angela said, whose name is on the lease? Whose name is on the lease? Didn't you say to us that you couldn't pay? Didn't you say to us that you could not pay? Remember when you brought this lady, or this lady showed you this house that you could not afford? Like, that's why her storyline doesn't make sense. And that's why all that mouth does not make sense. You have so much mouth for someone who is going through so much. And it is laughable to me that you can be going through that much, don't have any empathy for no one that is going through something, when you are going through so much, right? And you have nothing but your teeth to show for it. Like, it's like, what the hell? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, let's keep watching.
Okay, stop.
Don't worry about me. Sell a house. I live in a $2 million house. Good, and it was just
Sell a house, like win a case. Stop using reads that people have used before, honey.
feel good. You're talking about you literally got kicked out
That
of your
was her
townhouse.
investment.
Porsha said, girl, you literally got kicked out of your townhouse. Please remind her. And this is where Porsha ate, but I wish that we could have heard that instead of everything being muddled up.
Place.
And kicked out of your business.
And kicked out of your business, kicked out of your whole life. That is diabolical.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop.
I didn't borrow money from Gary. You did, baby.
Who's Gary?
I didn't borrow money from Gary. You did, baby. Oh my gosh. When I say even Andy was gagged, because now we're thinking, who the hell is Gary? Right? And I was minding my business, and I apparently found out who Gary was. Now, I'm not going to take credit for it because someone else did the hard work. All I did was, I guess my timeline brought it to my attention. Give me a second, y'all. So let me bring this up. Please don't tell me I forgot to save it. Why do I do things like this? For goodness sakes. Oh my gosh. Sorry, y'all. I really... Oh, I actually found it. I was like... This is Gary. Now, shout out to Reality Recap. As you can see, I said, wow, thanks for this. Let me show y'all who Gary is, honey. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Thank you so much for your support. Please keep those likes coming. Please keep the super chats coming, the gifts. Thank you so much, everyone. All right, let's figure out who the heck is Gary.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop. You did, baby. Who's Gary?
This lawsuit was filed on January 9th of 2026.
So, shout out to Reality Recap. I hope she doesn't mind me using this. But anyway, apparently, allegedly, the plaintiff is Gary Tolliver. Defendant is Kelli Potter Farrell, which we know is the Kelli Potter. Okay? Now, let's listen.
Fulton County, where a plaintiff by the name of Gary alleges that they, on July 14th, 2024, loaned the defendant $35,000, and on October 15th, 2024, loaned the defendant an additional $40,000, which was supposed.
Can you see? So, she got a loan, allegedly, from Gary. And did you guys notice that she denied it and said, who's Gary? Like, girl, if you got a loan from someone, you mean to tell me you don't know what that person sounds like? Isn't it interesting that the same way she was pretending, who's the married man? That same voice is the same voice she used to say, who's Gary? Okay, something ain't clean.
Supposed to be used for the opening of the Sandy Springs location of Nana Chicken and Waffle that I just showed you is staying permanently closed. It also alleges that the defendant agreed to be paid a total of $100,000 by November 2024, inclusive of interest. The plaintiff says that the transfer of funds via bank transfer, the defendant has only repaid $36,915, leaving an unpaid balance of $63,085. It goes on to say that when the defendant sought out to receive this loan, that she failed to disclose material facts regarding her financial conditions, like the fact that she had multiple prior and current pending civil lawsuits, some of them which I reported on, of a credit union saying there was unpaid credit card debt, as well as a landlord from another chicken and waffle location saying that there was unpaid rent.
Okay, allegedly. So apparently there was an initial loan of $35,000, then another loan later on, right? So my thing is, oh my gosh, look at Diana Rose. Shout out to her. She said, Kelli said, who's Gary, in the same tone and intonation as what pastor? And she clearly knows Gary. So, ... I'ma like this because wild. Wild. Okay? Craziness. So that's Gary. So she allegedly owes Gary, which also means, should we start believing the pastor rumors? Because according to Diana Rose, same language, same tone, same intonation. I picked up on it as well. Imagine. Same tone and everything. So clearly, you know who Gary is. So, do you know who the married pastor is? Allegedly. And I was listening to someone today and they also mentioned something about knowing who the alleged person is. And I'm just like, expose it. You'll be exposing everything else. Maybe the person is waiting until the next episode. Maybe the person is waiting for the next episode. How does Angela find these things? I think that she probably has a team. She has someone on her team that is just as nosy as the rest of us, honey. The person, maybe even more nosy. The person sends her the stuff and then she practices it. She rehearses. She is probably like, I'm gonna look this up. Okay, make sure it's valid. Okay, double check. Okay, this is something I have in my back pocket in case this person ever comes for me. Guys, let's get those likes up. We're on 17 likes and there's 37 people in the chat. Let's, like, y'all, please hit that like button. I don't want to have to be begging for likes today. It is a free way to support the channel, everybody. So if you like the content, please hit that like button. Okay? All right. So when I say the Kelli and Porsha thing, I personally enjoyed it. I feel like Porsha won that back and forth. Kelli just said it's you're paying his bills, and that's what she kept saying. And I'm just like, I feel like you need to do a little bit more than that for me to feel like you've won the so-called read off. To me, I don't feel like she ate. But you guys let me know, because some people would be like, oh, I'm being biased towards Porsha, whatever. And yeah, but I personally don't think Kelli won that round. I think that Porsha won that round. So let me know, who do you think won that round? Porsha versus Kelli? Who do you think won that? Do you think it was Kelli? Put in the chats if you think it was Kelli. Put in the chat if you think it was Porsha, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so I only found her on I don't know if she has a YouTube channel personally. I only found her on Instagram. It came up on my algorithm and I saw this post, but her name seems to be Reality Recap, so you can have a look and see. Okay. Anyway, so moving on. So Phaedra was held well, I wouldn't even say Phaedra was held accountable. They tried to hold Phaedra accountable, but it did not work, honey. It did not work. Phaedra is slippery, so slippery. She's as slippery as a snake, honey. As slippery as a snake. Okay? Very, very slippery to me. She was asked, remember, she was in this confessionals one day and she was like, something about if someone has the money for the puss, then, you know, she got the pussy for the money, right? Which is insinuating that this girl is a slug, is a whore, you know, someone who sleeps with someone for money. That was what it was given. And my thing is, if you're her friend, how can you get in confessionals and say stuff like that? So if I was Porsha, I would keep my eye on her. Like the way she was teasing Kmichelle. I actually think she needs to be keeping her eye on Phaedra. Phaedra is not to be trusted. Phaedra is slick with it. And when she was asked the question, did you see how she dodged accountability? She dodged it like a pro. She was so slippery. She got out of that really easily. She literally said she doesn't think Porsha would date a broke man, but then, you know, who in their right mind should or would date a broke man, right? And then it allowed a lot of people to forget what the question was. Then she proceeded to say how she had had a double date with her and somebody and sway. My thing is, you went on a double date with somebody. Who is the person you went on a double date with, right? So that's why I feel when I say I don't think Phaedra shares enough of what she has going on in her personal life. Now, Super did bring up a really good point, which is how can she be fully showing things if she is giving production these things and they are not showing it to us? So I definitely agree and I take that on board as well. But I think that would have been a good time to say like, I'm dating someone new, or it's this, and then bring that person on the show, because now you've introduced it at the reunion. You've piqued our interest. Now everybody's going to want to know, and production would then have to bring the person on the show. So I don't think she doesn't move her as how can I explain, what is the word I'm looking for? As calculating as you would expect someone who has been on the show for a long time. I would expect you to kind of know how to play production at their own game. But maybe because, she was away for a bit of time, she's still trying to get herself back on track with things. But yeah, Phaedra, I need you, hopefully next season, I need you to step it all the way up. Now, were you guys shocked that Phaedra also dated Big Mike? Like, can you see Phaedra with Big Mike? Like, oh, there's something about that arrangement that just doesn't land very well for me. And is definitely giving Atlanta, because like, what the heck is, like, it just feels like all of the girls have dated the same people. Is it that like the same black people are dating the same black people, or like what is going on in Atlanta? I've never been to Atlanta, so I do not know what goes on over there in Atlanta. But sometimes I wonder, it's like Kmichelle and Naj and Porsha and Naj and Big Mike and Porsha and this and Porsha and Candy's ex at some point. It's just like, girl, is Atlanta that small, or is it that the rich black folks know each other? Like, I'm just trying to understand. Y'all let me know, because they have me confused. And then Porsha was like, so the whole Kmichelle and Porsha thing. Now, I personally feel like that is another one that I want to play a clip for, if you guys don't mind, because I actually feel like the back and forth was very entertaining to me, and I really want to get into that. It would be one of those ones where I also want to pause and get into it, and all of that. Let me see what the chat is saying. Y'all hit that like button if you have not already. Y'all are a bit quiet in the chat today. Are you quiet on the creek? Is that it? Bajan says, also on Insta, a lot of people are saying that Hobbit blocked them, just like Champagne Charlie. Charisse blocked me on Insta. That is funny. That would be so funny. Like, if Kelli blocks me, I would not even know for a long time, because I do not go over on her page. But I guess some of the things I've been saying recently, I ain't said much. Like, I keep it, but we'll see if she blocks me. Bajan says Atlanta is short of men. At this point, it's given like, are they, if you live in Atlanta and you're in the chat, please come up and talk to us, because I don't understand why it feels like, people have dated the same people. Like, what is going on? Hey, Kevin. Kevin says, seems like a lot of behind the scenes went on. There must be, because I don't understand. Like, it feels, definitely, I feel like a lot of things probably was like left on the editing floor. They didn't bring it on. Like, we could see some of the scenes from Phaedra talking to who Phaedra was talking to. And it's just like, I wish that they wouldn't edit so much, because it felt like there was a lot of drama with the girls, but not enough storylines between them. So yeah, they probably left a lot of things on the editing floor, and they probably should not have. But yeah. And it appears a lot of behind the scenes. Yeah, definitely gives that, to be honest. Definitely gives that. Hit that like button if you have not already, everyone. And please vote in the chat. I'm asking you guys to rate the reunion part 1. So put that in the chat. Okay? All right. Let's go to the Kmichelle and Porsha, because I know that's what some of y'all came to see, and I do not blame you. Okay? Who is your favorite from this reunion part 1? Who are you rooting for? Put it in the chat. Everybody that is in the chat right now. Hi, Kevin, Reynolds. Hi, Banana. Oh, is that Bajan or Banana? Or are you calling me Banana? If you call me Banana, I'll say, hey, 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 Apple. No, but on a serious note, y'all, Put it in the chat. Kevin, what do you think? Who do you think won this reunion? Bajan, put it in the chat. Who do you think won this reunion? Super, I don't know if you're still with us. Who do you think was the MVP of this reunion? You had to give the crown to somebody who won at this reunion in terms of their reads, the quickness, unbotheredness, all of that good stuff. Who would you give the crown to? Put it in the chat and then we'll talk about it. Now, let's get to Kmichelle and Porsha. Okay. Oh, Kevin, where are you? Kevin says no MVP this reunion. I was bored. Oh, wow. Kevin gagged me. You were bored? Was anyone else bored? Goodness me. I wouldn't say bored. Like, I felt like, it was a good start. You know how like sometimes before it gets better, it starts off a little bit like, don't get me wrong, it was good to me, but I just felt like, it's part one and they will build up on that momentum with the next parts. Wow, you were incredibly bored. Wow, that is so interesting. So there weren't any moments for you that you were like, okay, that's a little funny. That's a little cool. Like the whole time. Now, Kevin gagged me. Do you guys agree with Kevin? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat, y'all. Because Kevin gave us a completely different perspective. And I'm looking at the poll at the moment, and it looks like 57% of you guys said 7 to 9 would be what you would vote, rates the reunion. 1 to 3 said 24%. 24% is quite high for 1 to 3. So wow, it seems a lot of you guys didn't. I know it's still like majority of you guys enjoyed it, but I still feel like it's a high number of people that did not like that. Oh, that shocked me. Kevin said reunion gave too much behind the scenes, hence why the reunion bored me. Now, that is true. I will say a lot of the scenes felt like I've watched it before. So I do agree with you. And I think they need to stop doing that. Like, stop putting out too many like sneak peeks. It really ruins the experience because there's nothing new that we are learning. And it's like the thing I find sometimes is they also put a lot of like the good clips. And I understand you want to put the good clips, but don't put all of the good clips. One or two, not all of them. Okay. So yeah, I do agree with that. Bajan says the season was boring, but the reunion was an 8 for me. I think the season was too long-winded. Yes, but it was like much ado about nothing. You know what I mean? Like they were talking and doing too much, but then they weren't spending enough physical time together, right? Like they were spending too much physical time together, but not enough with their fleshed out storylines. That's what I meant, right? So it felt like they were always together, girls, this event, that event, but it's like, let's talk about your storylines. Let's expound on those storylines. Let's focus on those storylines a little bit more. And I just feel like they weren't doing that, and so I didn't like that. But yeah, I would say overall, for me, it was one of their better seasons. Was one of their better seasons. I think the first, what was the first one? The first season 16? Yeah, hated it. Hated that season. Hated it, but liked the reunion. This season, I feel like it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't that good. Okay, newsreel with Carlos. Well, sorry if I let me try and read again. Newsreel with Carla Stillwell. Okay, nice. All right, welcome Newsreel. I don't think I've ever seen you in our chat, so welcome to the party. Hit that like button. Thank you so much for joining. Now, this I agree with. Porsha, Drew, and Angela kept this moving. This part one, absolutely, which is why I literally named this episode, Porsha, Angela, and Drew won the Real Housewives, because I felt like if we didn't have them, yeah, I would be feeling the way Kevin is feeling right now. I would be feeling the same way Kevin is feeling right now if we didn't have them, because they moved things along. Without them, it would have just been dry. Kevin says, and the reunion had already aired the good clips prior to the reunion. Nothing to gag the audience. Absolutely. And I don't know whose idea that is. They need to stop it. Stop it. Stop doing all of that and then putting out so much information before we get the opportunity to enjoy it. I don't like that at all. Guys, hit that like button, everybody. Let's get those likes up. The likes still are not matching the amount of people in here. Please hit that like button, everybody. Please and thank you. Let me put this, hit that like button again and just put that out there so y'all can see it. You guys cannot say you forgot. All right. Okay, so let me play this Kmichelle and Porsha thing, right? And I'm going to play it and pause it because I don't want to miss anything, and then I will keep stopping. Now, Kevin, this I agree with you on. Drew with that prop, I did not like it. I don't necessarily like when a lot of these people bring props, and I don't like when, you know, with props, right? If the props is really eaten, you are not going to need to say, cut it out. You just, and then that's it, right? And people know what it is, right? Maximum, you do that and say cut, right? It just felt way too performative. It was given, remember when Drew brought those bones or something that she brought for, I can't remember what the girl's name was. It did not gag me in a good way. Like it was corny. We always call out Shamia for being corny, but we forget to call that out. So thank you for raising that, Kevin, because I had completely forgotten about it. But I remember seeing it and thinking, Drew, what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Did she bring those bones for Giovanna, or who was it that she brought those bones for that did not land? Whatever that was, Drew needs to stop with the props. Please and thank you. Oh, Fatum, yes. Yes, Fatum, that's it. Exactly. Same thing it reminded me of. Same thing it reminded me of. But I didn't remember her name was Fatum. But yeah, I did not like that bit. Super says it was lighthearted and funny. Which part? Was it the cuts thing or something else? Props should be banned. Look at what happened to Kenya. Yeah, I bet she ain't never gonna bring a prop no more. She is never going to put a bullhorn in front of anyone's face ever again. Ever again. So yeah. Abna, really good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Props are a defo no. Exactly. Like, I don't think I've seen a prop that I really liked that landed. Like, I can't remember any this second, but I remember every time someone brings a particular prop or different types of props, I'm just always like irritated and not in a good way. All right, I know I keep saying like I'm gonna bring this whole Kmichelle and Porsha, but let me bring it up for real. All right, I'm going to keep pausing it. So guys, if you guys do not like it, just putting that out there, I'm going to keep pausing it to talk.
Ryan from Malibu, California said, Phaedra, you had a lot to say in your confessionals about Porsha's dating life.
Porsha is a free spirit. You know, if they got the capital,
Do you still believe that if a person has the right amount in the bank, they can date Porsha?
So let me say this.
See, Kelli, what was so funny about that? It's giving press, honey.
No, I don't believe Porsha's gonna date a broke person because who in their right mind would? But Porsha,
you see how she changed that up. You see how she changed that up?
is way. I love the relationship, and we've went on double dates.
And who was the fourth?
Was it female or male?
We don't need that. When we work together and we hang out, I see the love that Sway has for her.
Yes. She also said you two dated the same guy at one point. Who was that?
Yeah, why are you driving extra tea?
We don't leave it.
Don't leave it.
Was it Mike?
Who was it?
Was it Mike? It was Mike?
Oh,
That's you looked them up.
We're super cool.
Okay.
And I told Porsha,
Okay.
yeah.
And that would have been interesting to hear during the season.
She gonna keep a nugget in her pocket.
Yeah, you hear that? That would have been interesting to hear in the season. And that's the thing. I wish that she had brought that to us on the season. But instead, she did not bring that to us.
Y'all know how I feel. I feel like if we're gonna be friends, you should tell me.
She told me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like when it came to me and you,
Okay, before that, I can see some of the comments, so let me get in there. The only prop that landed was Monique and the binder. Hallelujah. Yes, the binder can come back anytime, honey. That binder, especially because the binder had receipts, okay? Because if the binder did not have receipts, then it would have fell flat. But the binder was a binder of receipts. So I am not mad at that. It was a play on her acting career because she's producing and directing now. She's behind a movie. Oh, okay. All right. Some context. To be honest, I like, if you're gonna have a prop, I like props where you don't really have to explain too much, but I hear it. Annika Brown. Oh, there's an echo. Huh. Is there an echo for everyone? Yo, let me know. Have I been talking with an echo since? Please check. Is there an echo? Let me know, everyone, so I can figure out what's going on with that. Let me know if there's an echo, everybody, or is it just Super? No echo here. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Super, I think that might be your connection. You might have to come out, come back in. But yeah, no echo here. Thanks, Kevin. Okay. Let me see. I don't want to miss your comments. It was a play on her acting career. Okay, I've read that one. The confessional by Phaedra towards Porsha confirms their alliance. Do you think so? Because the confessional sounds like you gotta have the money for the pussy. That's given, you get, it's almost like you're a call girl. You're an escort. That's what it's given. I would not be okay if my friend, who I so-called have an alliance with, says that. I would not like that. So I don't know if I would say that confirms their alliance. I think Phaedra is just very shady, and Phaedra says a lot of things in the confessionals and then decided to switch it up. Okay, so there's an echo when I played the clip. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen and then reshare my screen, because maybe that's what the issue is. And then let me do this thing. Let me stop doing the thing that I do where I keep a bunch of tabs open, even though I feel like I'm only sharing one, but I'm just going to close it just to make it so easy so that that doesn't come up again. But thanks for telling me. And also let me know when I share my screen again if it's still an issue. All right. Super says I'm with Phaedra. Yes, really? Would you be okay if your friend said pussy for the money? You have the money for the pussy? Like, I know if any of my friends said that, that would be the last time we are friends, honey. There's not going to be any conversation about it, but I clock you, I know who you are, and that's it. You are not going to be out here talking about me like I'm some dog off the street. Oh my gosh. So that's where I stand personally. But I know, we're on reality TV. Some people, it is what it is, really. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, she knows who Phaedra is. She knows who Phaedra is. Yeah, so that's just that. Okay. Shut up, Kmichelle. Y'all are cracking me up. I thought Mike was a hired actor. Well, it's given that because apparently she had to be pushed in the corner, private conversation, to let her know that I do not want no parts of Mike. When Mike was saying that he's in love, Kmichelle had to Porsha had to pull Kmichelle to the side to let her know, like, honey, I am not interested in Mike like that. Please. So there is that. Yeah, it's definitely giving Mike Walter part two. I'm not gonna lie, and I like Porsha, so no, it's definitely giving a little bit of that. Thank you guys for letting me know about the echo. Um, Also just let me know again if I play it and it's that way. I said that because ain't no way you gonna read me like that. It was a foul thing to say. It was pretty much calling Porsha a fall through. Exactly. That's why I'm like, there is no way anybody, my friend, my enemy, nobody is going to say that about me. And then I would be chimmy chimmy with them and stuff. But then I feel like Porsha also realizes, like, okay, I'm not falling out with another friend on the show. So if I have to eat grass and let her say what she says and just pretend to be cool with it and know that I can no longer trust this person, I will not be surprised if that is what Porsha is doing. Thank you so much. 200 jewels. Oh, yes. Let me get my applause, honey. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts, everyone. Thank you, Yaya. Thank you, Bajan. Thank you, everyone. Please keep the gifts coming. You know, we do love them gifts and super chats, honey. So thank you so much, everyone, for your support. But all right. Okay. Phaedra was right. Ain't nothing free over here. That is so funny. Now, super, I do agree that ain't nothing should be free, essentially, right? But then I do not like, I would rather you're just like, yeah, she's not gonna be dating no broke and all right, cool, fair. I'm not gonna be dating a broke end. But saying, if you got some money, I got some pussy for you, like I would be like, yeah, nah. Don't reduce me like that. Don't reduce me to that. Please. But I think Phaedra was very sleek in the way she like redirected that. That is definitely her lawyer skills coming in. Newsreel is a fine greeting. Thank you. Newsreel. Okay, I did like the prop until Andy went and used it. When Andy used it, chef's kiss. It was like the perfect moment. I think that's what it is. Maybe it's the moment. I think when she used it, I don't think that was the right time. But when Andy used it, that was the perfect time because it was like they had been going back and forth. It was never going to end. And Andy was like, yeah, nah, get me out of the group chat quickly. And so there is that. Phaedra is going to ask it too. Oh, Kevin, that is so sweet. Kevin says, oh, another, I really like your channel. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Honestly, you guys make it so fun. You guys make it so fun for me. I really enjoy doing this. So thank you so much for your support, for always coming and engaging in the comments. And sometimes you be saying things that I disagree with, but I love how you do it so respectfully and we can have a genuine dialogue even if we don't agree. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And y'all, when I say I have so much more time this week, I took the week off. So I have time. So don't be surprised if I'm over here on live all the time this week, honey. I have a lot of time to spend with you guys this week. So yeah. Alrighty. Also, hence why I say it confirms there is an alliance. Ooh, now I see what you're saying, Kevin. Now I see what you were saying. So you're saying the reason why she can't be so angry is because there is an alliance. Ooh. Or do you think it's because they're true friends and she's like, nah, I'm not going to check you on camera. I'll check you privately. Because remember, Shamia would say things like during her conversations with Porsha off camera, Porsha would say things like, remember when she said about Porsha said they can't come on screen and be doing what they do privately, that Bravo is going to have to pay her more for that. Do you think that Porsha is just that person who likes to be able to come to her friend personally and be like, friend, you were wrong, as opposed to bringing it on camera? So that's something to think about as well. Or you may be right and there is a bloody alliance. Mary says, if that's the truth, I can't be offended. Oh my gosh. Y'all are not letting up. And I love it. Barbara says she low rated Porsha. She sure did. She sure did. There is no way I would be happy being low rated like that. So just putting that out there. Shamia was so happy when Porsha mentioned her name. Did Porsha mention her name? Or was it Andy that brought her into the mix? I'm not sure, Doris. Okay. Let me bring up the clip and let's see if there is an echo. If there is, yo, let me know. And guys, hit that like button if you have not already, please, and thank you. All right, let's go.
I feel like we're coming to a friend group and we're being friends, and you know, this man is here.
Your ex.
Yeah, telling me that you all are dating. I get a call.
First of all, this ex does not even claim her. That is what I gag at. The ex does not even claim her. Nash does not claim her. And okay, let me not say too much. Let's keep watching it, then I'll say what I want to say.
Call from my ex. You say you'll cook this every morning.
If you want.
Why would he call me to say I be talking to Porsha? I deal with Porsha. Why not just tell me? I don't care. Nah.
I be talking to Porsha. I deal with Porsha. Oh, there's an echo. Bloody hell. I do not know what the reason for the echo is. I don't have anything on anymore. That is so annoying. Oh my gosh. Maybe Bravo really does not want me to play it, honey. Maybe Bravo does not want me to play it. Okay. Yeah, I think okay, let's move on from that. Maybe I'm not gonna play it. And maybe I'll just talk about it because I'm gonna take this as a sign before Bravo decides to copyright strike me, because I do not understand why I'm getting an echo. So does it always happen? So does that always happen every time I share my screen? Because I've been sharing my screen since and nobody said anything until recently. But anyway, so basically Kmichelle has an issue with the fact that Porsha did not tell her anything about Nash. Do you guys think that Porsha should have told her about Nash? Put it in the chat. I'm in two minds about it. Because on the one hand, I can see why Porsha would decide not to tell her. At the end of the day, you're a married woman. Why do I have to tell you who I was dealing with, right? It sounds like they never really got into it. Let's be honest, like it sounds like they never really did, they never really dated like that. He met Porsha at a party. It was casual. I don't even think like they went on to date, right? And so if you think about it like that, if they didn't go on to date like that and it was a casual thing, does she have to say it? I'm also thinking Kmichelle is married. Would you really want to know? Are you going to take it as something disrespectful for someone to come to you and then talk to you about an ex that you both share? Right? So that's where I feel like it's very, very odd. And I just don't understand Kmichelle. I think Kmichelle said something that I thought was diabolical. Kmichelle tried to blame Nash for everything. Oh yes, I shouldn't have been listening to the man considering he's a messy man or whatever. And my thing is, but you went to him. If he's so messy, you went to him. You knew exactly what you were trying to do. And I know you're not talking to me, Kevin, but this is something that I wrote in my notes and I said I wanted to talk about. Kmichelle is very male identified. She always has an issue with women, but not the men. And it's just like, you expect so much from Porsha. And it's like, girl, she does not know you. She's not friends with you. She just met you. She just started having a conversation with you. She brought you on the show. And now I know, like, when I say brought you on the show, she's the person introducing you to the show. That doesn't mean she knows you like that, right? Brought you on the show. You basically started coming for her off the gate. But you expect her to pull you to the side to say, oh, hi, I'm dealing with your ex, Nash. No. And I think Kay is just blaming. It's the same way she's blaming the bloggers. The bloggers put things in her ears. No, they didn't. You knew what you wanted to do. Kmichelle will always be on the side of the men. Never on the side of the women. Never understanding the woman's point, but somehow always seems to understand the men. That's why when a lot of women say things like, "Oh, I don't have female friends. I only get along well with men," I'm always like side eyeing them, because 99.9%, and I give the point one, y'all can have the point one just in case, but 99.9% of times you are the problematic one, and that's why you don't have female friends. And Mary says something that I can't agree with enough. She said Kay is territorial over every man except hers. Do you even want that man? It's giving relationship of convenience. Relationship of convenience. Who is calling me? Like, the people are calling me today, honey. And the funniest thing is my thing is on D&D, so I don't know how anyone should be able to successfully call me anyway. Don't you just hate when the D&D doesn't work well enough? Because I do not have anybody on my special contacts to be able to call me, so I don't understand why anyone can reach me. I don't really get it, but anyway. Yeah, she's territorial over everybody except her own, and it's like, yeah, that is wild to me. Okay, what for leaky a married man, married woman? Yeah, it's like, why do you have to say anything? Yay, thank you again for the jewels. Thank you so much, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm loving the gifts, honey. Thank you. Keep the gifts coming and the super chats, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Alrighty. I think Kay is a highly sensitive person. Abner says, you are right. And don't forget that Andy also said overly sensitive. Overly sensitive. He didn't even say sensitive. He said overly sensitive. He made it clear that you are overly sensitive and you need to reel that in. If your boss is telling you you're overly sensitive, I need you to get it together. Get it together. We do not want to see this again next season. So whatever you need to do, if you need to be on meds, whatever it is you need to do to get it together before next season, please do, because I know Andy wants her back. Andy likes Kmichelle. And so she definitely needs to reel that back in. Now, when I say the whole Kmichelle and Porsha thing, it was definitely going back and forth and back and forth. I love how Porsha was out here teasing her. Porsha was like, yeah, you tried to, how did she even say it? There was something about, yeah, I cannot remember how it was said, honey. I cannot remember how it was said. But Porsha was mimicking the way Kmichelle talks, and there was something about that that was just so funny to me. I loved it. Like, I would love to listen to it again. If not for this echo thing, like, I would be right here, right now, playing that again. And then Porsha was like, who the F am I dealing with? And when I say Porsha said, I can't be led in interviews like some of you newbies or new girls, that gagged me.
Hold on.
I was like, Porsha ate with that one. Porsha ate with that one. I am not going to lie. Because what do you mean? I cannot be gagged like some of you newbies. Like, gagged her all the way. I was here for it. Okay. Now, I love how you guys have been stepping it up with the gifts, honey. Thank you, Super, for the sunshine, 200 jewels. Thank you, Bajan, for the gold coin. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, 200 jewels. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for the gifts. Okay. I'm learning Kmichelle says more when she lashes out. For example, when explaining Shamir's mom at the club, yes, she says more like adding extra sauce, Giselle at the reunion. Yes, exactly. Kmichelle definitely adds 20 on 10. Because the way she said that woman's boobs was pushed up to the chin. And then we saw the picture and her boobs was not in sight. It's like, girl, what are you saying? What are you saying? Gags me every time. Bajan, tell him. Tell I don't know why I'm like, today's the day. It's always every time I'm on live. You can't make it up. I think every time I'm on live, I get this. I don't know why, but every single time I get that. Super came in with the super chat. Okay. You see what I did there? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Super came in with the super chat. Super came in with the gifts today. Like, all right. Thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate you guys showing up, man. Like, it really, really helps. Yeah, like it just helps take it to the next level financially for us, honey. So thank you. Um, all right. So the scene with Nosh, was that from Bravo or the dating show? I thought that was from the dating show. But does anyone think it wasn't from the dating show? I thought it was from the dating show, but you guys let me know. Thank you, Yaya, for the 200 jewels. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for the gifts. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Super. Super came with the super chat. Thank you so much. Do you guys know, just bringing it back to Super's point, the scene with Nosh, was that from Bravo or the dating show? I believe it was from the dating show. I don't think it was Bravo's clip. But you guys, let me know if you guys know. Let's respond to Super. I think it was from the dating show. Because the reason I say that is normally there would be at the bottom, it would say something about like previously unseen footage or something. It didn't say that. Unless I missed it, which I may have, but I don't think it said that. That would be what I would say. I don't think it said that. So if that's the case, then maybe it was more from the dating show and not from Bravo. So that's why I think it was from the dating show. Okay. Let's see. I like that he told Kmichelle to stop responding to Twitter. Absolutely. It to me sounded like a warning. It sounded like he was like, don't do it again. Like that was when your manager puts you in your place, that is what it was given to me. It was definitely given, I'm putting you in your place. I do not have nothing. I am putting you in your place. Okay? And I was absolutely here for it. Like, yeah, put them people in their place, honey. Put them people in their place. Okay. All right. Something has to give. Some of these ladies have to go. Yeah, but unfortunately, it doesn't sound like any of them are leaving. It does not sound like any of them have plans to leave. So there is that. There is that. It definitely doesn't give any of them are leaving. I think Andy put Kay in first chair to end her season 17 pay because she didn't bring it as she should. Yes. I also think that the reason he put her in first chair was because even though she didn't do much on the show, she brought a lot of conversation. And because of her, a lot of people watch the show, even if it's to see like, what is this nonsense she's tweeting? And then that directed people to the show. So that's why I think Andy gave her first chair. The other thing is, let's be honest, I know a lot of people keep saying Shamia should have gotten first chair or second chair. I don't agree with that. And you guys may disagree with me, and if you do, let me know. The reason I don't think Shamia should have gotten second chair is because first half of the season, we barely saw Shamia really get into it with anyone. She wasn't really like a huge part of the conversation. It was until the second half of the season is when Shamia decided to turn up to work. And so if that's the case, then she had a stronger latter part of the season as opposed to Kelli, who seemed to, start off the same way and end the same way. So I actually think whilst I don't particularly think Kmichelle earned the first chair on the show, I think she earned it because of the antics and all of the nonsense she was doing. So there is that as well. Super says, it just saw this morning that two ladies still don't have their contracts. Now, if I had to assume, I would say it would be Shamia and Kelli. But I personally think that they would still come back. Unless Andy has decided to take it to heart what Shamia did recently, which is probably why she didn't get it, if at all. But yeah, potentially. That's what I would say. But because of what Andy said recently, where Andy was saying that if you're looking at this cast, this is the cast. Andy's basically letting the people know, I love this cast. These are the people that y'all are gonna see again. And so because of that is why I'm feeling like it's giving the impression everybody's coming back. That's what I would say. Okay. Andy telling Kmichelle is what I meant to say. Yes, yes, no worries. I clocked that. Super says I just saw. Oh yeah, I read this. Leaky forgot she ain't on Love and Hip Hop anymore. What happened to her music? I think she has a new single out, and I think that she has a new single out, and I think her album is coming out in October. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Kevin says, if Real Housewives of Atlanta keeps rotating cast members, Real Housewives of Atlanta will forever not get it together. Fans really need to knock it off. Enough already. That's the thing, exactly that. I think they want to give this particular cast another season, probably, and see how they are doing before they then decide if they need to make any cuts. To be fair, I think for the first time in a long time, this season was definitely a little bit more enjoyable than the historic ones. Now, do I think was there any storyline that really touched me that I remember? Absolutely not. But I don't watch these shows anymore for the storyline anyway, so we'll have to see what happens. Although I would love a bit of a balance where I could get some decent storylines in between, a bit more fleshed out. But outside of that, it is what it is. Kevin says, I will say season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta is way better than season 16. That is something I agree with you on. All right, let's get back to the review and recaps. All right. And Super, you made a very good point. I will come back to talk about this. I mustn't forget. If I forget, please remind me. All right, so let's move on to. There was one thing Kmichelle said that I really wanted to talk about. Kmichelle said that go be the star that you are not. And my thing is, this is something I've said to you guys for a long time, where I said I feel like Kmichelle came on the show wanting a problem with Porsha. Kmichelle came on the show thinking that she was going to come to the show and run ish. Kmichelle thought that she was going to come because of her popularity and run the show. She thought she was going to kick Porsha off and become the anchor, and Porsha surprised her. I think it's the same thing that Shamia came on wanting to do, and that just did not pan out for her. I think people need to realize just because Porsha is not a Nene, in the sense that Nene was very dominating, right? Porsha doesn't have that personality. Porsha is more softer with it. Porsha is more funny. It's easy to think and let it go over your heads that, oh, okay, she's with the ish. She knows what she's doing, right? So there is that. But anyway. But her saying she's not the star or something about her not being the star is giving you a hater. Every comment, even comments you made on Twitter, gives the impression that you hate that she is the so-called star. Then when you went Watch What Happens Live, you tried to throw shots at her not being a star, and Andy had to check you, and then you had to then recalibrate, and all of a sudden give a, oh yeah, it's an ensemble, and every cast is also a star in their own right. Girl, please, you know you don't believe that. You know you do not believe that. And that's just that. Anyway. Andy, let's fast forward. Okay, so then Kmichelle started talking about she ain't gonna lose her husband because of some strokes. My thing is, clearly you all have an open relationship at this point, because you let that man do whatever he wants to do and you are cool with it. And it's like, if that's what you want, if that's how you like it, then I am not, it's your life. So who am I to stand in the way of that? Then Andy then asked her if she was a gay man. Um, and then Porsha did a reverse Uno and put Andy in the hot seat real quick and asked him, "Are you saying you're in an open relationship?" Andy was gagged. I don't think anyone else would have asked Andy that. I think that is because Porsha and Andy get on so well that she knows that she can ask Andy that, and that will be a nice little kiki moment. Andy deflected and basically just kind of spun around the block. But what I would say is Andy and his man probably have an understanding. That's what I think. So, Shamia. Shamia then decided, now this is my thing. Shamia has delayed reactions to everything. Girl, we don't talked about this, we don't moved forward. The time when Drew came out was when she talks about she doesn't have a leaking booty. So why is Shamia bringing this back up later? So Shamia then says she has an issue with Drew saying I'm not leaking. Like, girl, what is it? And it's funny, a lot of people come at Angela and then people on the other side for chiming in. But then it's like, Shamia, Kelli, you guys chiming all the time. So if we're all chiming in, let's all chime in and run amok. Which is what the people were doing. Right? So that is it. It is what it is. So then they start getting into it. I'm just like, y'all's issue is non-existent. Then Kmichelle jumped into it, right? And the thing that gagged me was Phaedra then chimed in and said Kmichelle was misunderstood. I'm like, misunderstood about what? She was the one crying in our faces, talking about a plot and a scheme. What did we misunderstand? We heard exactly what she told us. Like, stop playing in our face, Phaedra, just because now you guys are friends. Like, we're not going to fall for it. And Phaedra, I hope you don't fall for it. Then Porsha was over there just huffing and puffing. And Kmichelle was like, yeah, what's it? Why are you huffing and puffing? And she's like, it's so sad that you had your experience be altered, right? I didn't really have no friends on the show, and I was looking forward to getting to know you. And so then Kmichelle starts with this whole drama of like people, bloggers told her, and then she said she got stuff from Naj. My thing is, what could you have gotten from Naj? Naj is a man. You mean to tell me you let one man talk to you about your girl or a girl that has been nothing but nice to you and then you will run with it? No. The only person who does that is a male identified woman. Let's be for real. Nobody is going to come from nowhere to tell me something about someone I'm getting to know who has been nothing but perfectly nice to me, and I would be out here like I believe it. Absolutely not. At the very least, I'm confronting them to say, hey girl, hey, this man said this. What do you have to say for yourself? And that would have been a conversation. But instead, I don't have the conversation. I run with it. And then I use it as one of the reasons I don't like this lady. Diabolical. Right? And hate Porsha or whatever. I don't even know why you would hate her, but whatever. Hate her or not. My thing is for someone to go down to that extent, I don't understand how people don't see that Kmichelle is just trying to look for whatever can stick. It's like, okay, let me try the miscarriage comment. Was it insensitive? Yes. Did Porsha apologize? Yes. Porsha even apologizing again was just pissing me off. Like, girl, please, how many apologies do you want to give this lady? Right? If someone is set on misunderstanding you, you can apologize 20 million times and they will not be happy. Right? And so there is that. So then she brought up the miscarriage comment again. She apologized for it. And then talks about she had already apologized. So then Kay talks about, yeah, it wasn't like she didn't accept the apology. It was just like she was tweeting like she was tweeting in real time. And I don't believe that for a second. I just think she's using that as an excuse to kind of make it seem like, yeah, she was justified to go off on a rant. If someone has apologized, why are you tweeting, calling them all types of names? You're calling them bimbos. You're basically saying whatever to who cares to listen. And then you want us to really believe that you're authentic and you're genuine and all of that. No, we're not falling for it. Kmichelle, in my opinion, is just as calculated as a lot of them. As a lot of them, completely. I stand by, I said what I said. Okay. Now let me see what some of y'all are saying. I can see a lot of comments. If you want your comments prioritized, please send a super chat and I will bring it to the top of the list. Okay, let me see. Is there anything on? Let me see. I think now Kmichelle champions for Phaedra. White women going up for Phaedra. Kmichelle sees it as gaining a larger audience for the country music. Hence why Phaedra also champions for Kate. Agreed. I saw the day things changed with Kmichelle is when Kmichelle realized that Phaedra knows them white women. That was it. That is all she needed to hear. That was the end of it. That was the end of it. And for me, I'm just like, so it's not even authentic. It's a relationship of convenience. It's you're trying to use her to get the audience that you want. And that's just that on that. I think the things that are wrong with Kmichelle are a lot. It's definitely given very insecure, deeply insecure. Right? Deeply insecure about who she is, her place on the show, deeply insecure about her body, deeply insecure about other women, would always take up for a man. It's like the sort of issues she has are such that if she is transparent on the show, there would be a lot of content to give us. A whole lot of content to give us. So, but I'm very curious to know, like, what do you guys expect to see next season? What would you guys want to see from Kmichelle, from all of the cast for next season? Let me know, y'all. Let's see. So next season, hopefully we see about Shamia's baby journey and her back peeling. Yes, hopefully we see that. Although her back looked pretty good to me. Drew's life, Pinky and her pregnancy journey. Yes, Leaky's music. Drew's life after divorce. Porsha and Sway, Phaedra and her political, I'm guessing you mean career. YouTube cut it short. Hello. Hey, it's fine. E.T. Fine. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've butchered your name. Ayiti? Ayiti Fine Girl. Is that how to say your name? Please let me know. I like to get people's names correct if I can. So please let me know. And are you new to the channel? Because I have never seen you before. I don't think I have. If I have, I am sorry, honey, because I never seen you before. But thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. Kay is using Phaedra because she wants white people to listen to her, and Phaedra helping her with other things for free. Hallelujah. Because remember, she also said that Phaedra helped her with her husband's license. So it's definitely given relationship of convenience. I need you to help me get situated in Atlanta, and I'm going to use you to do it. And I feel like Phaedra, I would like to hope Phaedra is smart, but I'm not convinced. So we'll have to see how things play out. Ah, so you're not new, but it's your first time commenting. Okay, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for joining the party. Thank you so much. Oh, well, I love me some Charlie Pride when I was growing up. Did you happen to see The Most Beautiful Girl in the World? I do not know what that is. Let me know. Maybe send it to me in my DMs because I don't know what you're talking about. To be honest, I was way too sheltered. I don't think I heard any of that. All right. So then Kmichelle started talking about, this is what I feel like the exposure of Shamia and her mama is coming up. The thing about Kmichelle that I think everyone needs to know is Kmichelle, when her back is pushed against the wall, she will do anything to crawl from under there. Whatever it is, she will do whatever she needs to do to crawl up from under there. The reason I say that is this. Did you guys notice that once Shamia started talking about other things that happened, like, oh yeah, you know, K and I, da, 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 she was like, oh yeah, you want to say it, then say it all. That's someone who is ready to empty the clip. Even though Shamia is trying to walk on eggshells, but her just making reference to their meetup was enough for Kmichelle to be like, yeah, let's empty the clip. Someone like Kmichelle is a dangerous friend to have. So I hope Shamia is ready. And I cannot wait for the next part where we really get into all of that. I did think it was interesting that people were saying they don't think Shamia told Kmichelle anything. I don't believe that. And the reason I say I don't believe that is Kmichelle said with her mouth, she's just trying to root for someone who felt she was being bullied. Did you hear that? She didn't say, I'm trying to root for someone who's being bullied. I'm trying to root for someone who felt like they were being bullied. That is, and I think it went over a lot of people's heads. That is someone basically saying, I'm trying to root for Shamia because she told me that she was being bullied. Does that make sense? Did anyone catch it, or do you guys think I'm reaching? You guys can be honest. If you think I'm reaching, let me know if you think I'm reaching. But I caught that. And I was like, that was interesting to me. That was interesting to me. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Caught that. If you guys caught it, let me know. If you guys didn't catch it, maybe go back and watch. But I literally wrote in my notes, I was like, Kmichelle said she was trying to root for someone who felt she was being bullied. Girl, sounds like Shamia was talking dirt and Kmichelle wanted to ride for her. That's literally what I wrote in my notes. Because that was what came to my mind immediately. Straight away. Kevin says Kmichelle will pretty much roll anyone under the bus when backed up in a corner. May people like Kmichelle never find me. And the church say, let the church say amen. I really feel that way too, because someone like that, all she needs, it's like it doesn't even need to be a genuine issue. All she has to do is feel like you are coming for her and she will empty the clip. Someone like that is like, they wait with information, waiting to catch you out and go off on you. That's the kind of person I think Kmichelle is. And with someone like that, you need to be careful because you will always end up in the crossfire, no matter what. And the way she drags things out, the way she like exaggerates, it would be so easy for her to switch things up and say everything she needs to say and make it look like the truth even when it's a lie, or even when it's lies mixed with the truth. So there is that. Kevin said I caught that too. Yes. And this is why I love you guys on this channel. You guys are quick with it. Like, when I wrote that down, I said, K just exposed Shia, but a lot of the people on the couch were too slow to even catch it. It was almost like it went straight over their heads. They did not see that coming at all. But what I appreciate is the fact that Drew asked a very pertinent question. Drew asked the question we all wanted to know. Why did Shamia think it was right to tell Kmichelle that her friends don't want to be friends with her? Like, why? And so I cannot wait to see all of that play out in the next part, because that is just weird. Shamesi definitely told Kay something. Nobody bullied her victim. Absolutely. And that's the thing, is the fact that this girl can play in the people's face and make it seem like everyone is trying to bully her. Everyone that has an issue with you cannot be the problem. Maybe you are the problem. If everyone always has an issue with you, then maybe it's not everyone's issue. Maybe it's a you issue. Maybe get help, you know? And I wish that people will go back to old days when your friend comes to you and tells you, well, everyone is against me. And you say to them, but what are you doing though? Why is it always you though? And so I definitely wish that maybe let's bring back honest friends that can really hold you accountable, because you can't be out here acting like a victim when you've done all of this and created all this chaos. Shamina got so many names. She does. Shamesi, Shalaya, Shavictim. What other one? Shameless. What other one have I heard? I've heard so many. Like, you all in the comments be gagging me every single time with all the names you all give Shamia. Kay was definitely ready to go in on the Mean Girls of Atlanta. Absolutely. And I cannot wait to see her go in. I want to see how Shamia intends to keep up with Kmichelle. Especially when she goes on to talk about her mother. I wonder if she really would go into a lot of detail about the mother, or if it's just if it ended up on the internet, but they didn't give us enough on the reunion. I would hope they're smart enough to give us enough on the reunion. Now makes sense why the inner circle in Atlanta do not see it for Kim and Shaw. I totally get it. I do not blame them, because they probably know all of their business will be on Front Row Street the next day, and they do not want that. So I wouldn't tell Kim and Shaw a dang thing ever. Bajan, but do you notice when anyone attacks Porsha, well, Hobbit and Leaky, they all do the shouting. Shamia be just sitting there quiet. Exactly, absolutely. And Shamia's face be doing all the talking, but she lets her guards do what they do. You know, run it up. All right. I would love to be kicking and chilling with you guys for a few more hours, but I have Spanish lessons very soon. So I am going to be rounding up soon, but I want to talk about Kelli, honey. Kelli and that man, Jarvis, before I go. So let me get, Bajan, thank you for sending this to me. Let me go over there and bring this up. Give me a second, y'all. Luckily, it's not a video, it's a picture, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. One second, guys. Also, do you guys already know that Porsha got a win from Simon? Maybe I'll also talk about that real quick. All right. Let me share my screen, y'all. Okay. This is so-called Jarvis. Do you guys believe this is the same man? Remember the man that came that covered his face? Do you guys let me see. Let me go back to the comments that you guys said about Jarvis. Aha, so I know Super said something about Jarvis. Okay, Jarvis went to the reunion and Gerald still couldn't bother to show support to his wife. Now, y'all may not like what I'm about to say, but I believe that Jarvis is a scheme that was set up to come to us with the BS. I do not believe this is the same Jarvis, in my opinion. I don't believe that for a second. Unless this person done lost weight or something, but I low-key feel, wasn't Jarvis a little bit round or something? Maybe I'm wrong. At the Halloween party where she hadn't wear a mask. Let me see if maybe I'm remembering wrong, y'all. Let me see if I can I find a quick picture of this Halloween man? Let me go on X. Maybe the people over there on X may have found something on Jarvis, honey. 1 second, y'all. 1 second, y'all. Because I don't be on X, I almost don't even know how to deal with X. Okay. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, no, I can't find what it is. I can't find Jarvis anywhere. Okay. All right, let me not go down a rabbit trail. Yeah. Like maybe he just looks taller now and then he wasn't. I don't know. But it seems different. Kevin says, as for Jarvis, the body frame is not matching what the frame of the other build was during the Halloween party. Yes, like, it looks like something is different. Like, that's my point. It's like, I feel like there was a picture where, I don't know if he looked taller or something. Like, I'm trying to see if I can find it. It's like in one of the pictures, he looks short. In a different picture, he looks taller. Like, it's a bit confusing. Do you all think she was out here sleeping with this married pastor, allegedly? Because now I do wonder if that's why she's bringing this Jarvis on the show. Because she's like, if I don't bring a man on the show before these people expose my shenanigans, is that it? Let me see what you all are saying about Jarvis. I was thinking something, he looked different. He looked taller, right? Yes, taller and leaner. This Jarvis shown without the mask was muscular built. Right. I even thought he was a little bit chubby, but maybe it's just what he was wearing at the Halloween. I thought it was a little bit closer to the ground in the Halloween stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was closer to the ground and looked a little bit like he had a little bit of a belly. And then here, he looks pretty fit, right? And I also think Kelli may have created an Instagram for him because it looks like when I saw an Instagram account that they have, that she, I guess, has created for him, it definitely is given very similar to like something that Kelli would do. Like even the name is similar. Who is Kelli? Who is Jarvis? Is given that she created this so-called Instagram account for him. That is what it was given to me. I may be absolutely wrong, but that's what it's given to me. Right? Right. It does not seem like the same person. And exactly, isn't Jarvis an alias? What's his real name? Exactly. Because now it says Real Housewives of Atlanta star goes public with Jarvis star. I think it's a lie because remember, she said Jarvis is an alias, is not his real name. So what is it? Is Jarvis Stark his name or it ain't his name? Like, what is, like, why are they lying and confusing us at this point? Like, it doesn't seem like the same person. Not the same person. Is Gerald coming? No, I thought not. Ah. Blue cues again, no thanks. Now I now think Kelli did sleep with the married pastor, allegedly. That's the thing. I always thought it because of the way she reacted to the news, right? And remember how she was like talking about the panties coming out, but it was because she was going to go and meet Shimmy. There was something about that that just seemed very, you've been caught and now you know you can't outrightly lie, but you have to keep it, you know, kind of a little bit on the ball, a little bit, and not do too much. It was definitely weird to me. I personally feel like she may have dipped it. In the words of Wendy, dipped it and did it, you know. Was dipping and doing it with the alleged pastor, honey. That is what is given. Dipping and doing it, okay? blue clues, you know. Kelli was asking about men at Gerald's party. Jarvis didn't exist and it's all a lie. It's all a lie. It's all a lie. Remember Carly Red? It's all a lie. It was a lie. Honestly, I agree. I think that she brought on Jarvis and this whole thing about Jarvis to protect her image because she does not want to be exposed for being a HOE, right? Especially because they've made Porsha the resident HOE on the show. And so I think she is trying to not be named exactly that. And this is why I feel like Porsha needs to stop giving these people grace. If you have the receipts, bring the receipts, honey. Bring receipts quickly. And also, I think it's also shocking, right? It's also shocking that with the receipts, right? The so-called, right? Let's say, for instance, she was really dipping and doing it with the pastor, alleged pastor. If she wasn't dipping and doing it with the alleged pastor, why was she naming names at the reunion? It just gives, you know, there's some truth to it, but because the alleged pastor is married, you know that nothing is going to come of it and there will be no receipts. And then you can just go back and be like, yeah, the history we have with this, all of that. Yeah, it's all a lie. That's what's given. IT Fine Girl says, Kelli trying to save face for the reunion. The internet inspectors will find out more about Jarvis. They will. And I am ready for them to find out all about it. So y'all get to work, honey. Oh, it's a fictional character. Stands for just a rather very interesting. I did not know. Not me thinking like it really is his true name. Goodness me. What would we do without Kevin, honey? Mm-mm-mm. Just a rather very intelligent system. Oh, no, I think you're clowning me, aren't you? Just a rather very intelligent system. Is that really true? Or are you clowning me? Cause I be literal every now and then, honey. I be literal. Like, please tell me you're not clowning me. And this is, oh God. Imagine you're clowning me. That would be too funny. Like you're actually clowning and it's not really like it's not a fictional thing and that's his actual name. Anyway, Mary says that man appears to be younger. Oh, and I don't see him spending $70,000 on Kelli. Only a sugar daddy is spending that kind of money on Kelli. Yeah, unless he's one of those Atlanta, rich ones, right? What is that sound? Oh, is that a plane? I don't know if you guys can hear it. I didn't know this place was close to an airport. Alright. So Kevin says, no, I'm serious, it's on Google. Oh, wow. Okay, so I guess she really is playing with us. Yeah, it's not gonna, if he's out in these streets, it's not going to take the people, the mandated reporters to go out here and find something. Also, there were some comments that I didn't really get around to, but there was a comment around Melody and Drew. Yes, I did see a collaboration that they did, and I was like, okay, I'm so happy for them. Like, who knows? Is Melody gonna be over here on Real Housewives of Atlanta? That would be interesting. Oh, Iron Man. Yes, Tony Stark. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, now I remember. I just have to be a little bit slow, honey. I'm channeling my inner Porsha, honey. Thank you, my lovely. Alrighty. I think there was one more thing, wasn't there, that I said I was going to show you all before I left. Let me see. All right, Simon Gobadia. Let's end it with the ghost of Simon. All right. It's Only Entertainment. Shout out to them. Apparently, there's a settlement. And the final settlement is basically that Porsha walks away from the divorce with the Atlanta mansion, more than $1.5 million in reimbursement, and a 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Simon took to Instagram stories and he said this. Look at him doing his silly dance that he normally does with the teeth that Porsha probably took him over there to get done. And then says they forgot to mention they also inherited $8 million in debt and still got to pay me. Being debt free is my flex. Now, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe this? Do you guys believe this? Do you guys believe that she inherited $8 million worth of debt? My understanding is there was some equity in the property. It wasn't 8 million. If the property is worth 8 million, so, and you guys were paying something down on the property, then it wouldn't be 8 million in debts, sir. Unless the property is worth more, right? And a lot of people have mortgages, honey. A lot of people have mortgages. A lot of people don't think about mortgages in the same way they think about things like student loan, car loans, things like that. So you announcing this, like you were not also in debt with the property, if you want to use that language, right? Like, let's think about it. Yeah, I do have my class soon. I'm gonna run soon. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Simon before we leave, honey. So any comments y'all want to say about Simon, put it in the chat. Remember during Kelly's confessional, she mentioned Jarvis as a nickname to hide the man's true identity. Yes, I remember. That's why I was surprised when I saw Jarvis stat, because I was like, wait, is that actually his real name? But yeah. Demaris Dots says the debt is a mortgage just like any other person in America. Absolutely. Anyone that has a mortgage, honey, when did it not be a flex to be able to say I have a mortgage? I have a property, right? Like, Yo, please. He thought she was not going to be able to afford the house, and then she gagged him by affording the house. Because if it was such a bad debt, why were you fighting to keep it? If you were, if it was such a, oh, Mary, you and I are on the same wavelength, honey. This last thing you said, why was he fighting if that was the case? Exactly what I just said. Why was he fighting? If it was such a bad debt that you did not want and you really wanted the freedom so well, why are you fighting? What is the reason? Let it go, babes. You know? Simon, go away. He probably got two whole wives since Porsha. I would not be surprised. I mean, with so many liens, Simon left on the house. Porsha can have all of it. Yeah, but how much were the liens though? I don't think the liens were that much. And if he has to pay her 1.5 mil, that means he's also paying her for whatever liens. I don't think he had a lien of up to 1.5 on the property. So sounds like a win to me. Super says I don't believe Simon. I don't believe Simon either. I feel like Simon is one of those people that would twist and turn, you know, whatever it is. It's like he's one of those men, like, you know, they will twist and turn whatever they have to just to make it seem like nobody got a one up on them, right? But the truth of the matter is you did not expect her to file, and she filed, and she gagged you, and you have not recovered. That is my thoughts. Mortgage is debt. I'm sure P will get it taken care of. Exactly, right? And I think before the conversation was how is she gonna afford such a big house, blah blah blah, and she did. We didn't hear nothing about anyone taking over the house, it being in foreclosure, none of that. She surprised it by being able to take over the house. And so that was that. Bitter Simon, BS. Yep, that should be our new thing now, BS. The home was 7 mil and he put 2 mil down, but I'm sure he had a jumbo loan. How much was the jumbo loan, do you know? The house was 7 million and he put 2 mil down. That means 5 left on the mortgage. Right? I feel like Porsha, if she really wants to keep that house, right, with all of the money she's making from all these recent shows, she needs to put some of that money together and pay off that house, honey. Pay off that house and finally gag him. And then that way, no matter what, you always have the house. That house will never have to be in foreclosure no matter what. Even if you lose your check with Bravo, you still have the house. And then you can decide then if you want to sell it at that point and get a smaller house. Simon is hating from outside the club. Agreed. Outside America, honey. Simon is bitter because he can't go back to America. That's what he's given. The liens also included all the non-legal bills. Oh, okay, all the legal bills owed to the attorney, and it was very high. Yeah. I think now that everything is now onto her, if she sells the property, the liens get paid off first. And then after that, as in the mortgage, then the liens get paid off. Then anything that is left then is hers. Because now he's relinquished any interest in the property. Have you seen the show on WeTV Age Inappropriate? No, I haven't. Now I agree. Simon thought Porsha was young and dumb. I agree. I think he really thought like 265 days. He thought she was not smart. The thing is, someone can be slow in certain areas and be smart about other things. And I think he really thought she was a bimbo, and she showed him like, girl, I may play dumb, but I am not dumb. And gagged him. I don't think he's recovered, because while you out here, you know, in the club having someone record you so you can post on your story talking about freedom. Yeah, right. If it was really freedom, why were you fighting for years, sir? Please. Super says it's better homes around here anyway. Oh, maybe she needs to drop it and move on and find somewhere else. Maybe she was with Hodel, but Porsha soon woke up and smelled the coffee. She did. She did. As soon as she realized that there was nothing here, this man is going to probably take me to the cleaners if I continue to stay with this man. You know, she starts to notice maybe the money ain't fully there. She's like, girl, let me run whilst I have the chance, honey. Let me run and get out whilst I have the chance. Demaris says, does it matter? Porsha did the thing and is doing it. I say, go girl. I'm with you, honey. I am with you. Because for me, I feel like a lot of people keep hating and they're like, oh yeah, Porsha, it's not a win. It's debts. It's that. How many times? It's a mortgage. It's a property. It's a mortgage, right? It's not like she can't afford it. Simon has been away for how many, like, I think probably almost a year now. She has afforded to pay for the property. So affordability is clearly not a problem. And so I just think, like, the moment people start realizing that, like, she is not as dumb as people think, I don't even think she's dumb at all. Yeah, sis, I agree with you. IT says, I feel like Porsha kind of play and lean on the she dumb and slow labels. Absolutely. The best thing with that is you don't see her coming. Do you know what I mean? You don't see her coming. It's so easy for you. She's so unassuming. You don't really think like anything is gonna come out. You just think like, okay. Exactly. But anyway, guys, I have to go. Let me just read this one last comment. If you guys have any final comments, let me know now so that I can read your comments before I leave. Super says, the woman with the real money and homes would never come on the show. Agreed. And I don't blame them because look at how messy things get. Like, when you have something to lose, your credibility, everything, your marriage, all of that, like, you're probably not jumping for joy at the opportunity to come on a show like this, which is probably why they have issues and end up casting people like Kelli. Kelly's probably like, how did I get in it? How did I get in it? Anyways, all right, so I just put the results of the poll in the chat. If you guys have not seen it, catch up. Why can't I see it? I wanted to see it and talk about the results. Can you all see it from your end? So I asked you guys to rate the reunion. 58% of you guys said 7 to 9 is what you guys would rate it. And then 1 to 3 of you guys said 18% of you guys said you rate it between 1 to 3. 10% of you guys said, oh my gosh, sorry y'all, I cannot read. 7 to 9%, oh my god, now this is bad, y'all. I'm clearly tired. 58% of y'all said 7 to 9. 18% of you guys said 1 to 3. 13% of you guys said 10. 11% of you guys said 4 to 6. Y'all, I am clearly tired. I need to get a respite before my Spanish lessons. Does anyone speak Spanish here? Because I need someone to be practicing Spanish with at this point. Like, I'm trying to learn Latin American Spanish. Initially I started learning European Spanish at first, but then I'm kind of keen on, I love the Latin American like accents. So yeah, I know like there's a bunch of them, y'all, before y'all come for me, but I've just been enjoying it, like learning that. Mary says, thanks, I love the live. Thank you so much. I loved your engagements, and thank you to everyone who is engaged. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the super chat. Super, really appreciate it. Did anyone see Nazo Nelly last week about she's gonna talk? Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm just like, please, I don't want to hear you talk about it, Brit. And this is me. I'm one of those people that wanted Brit back. And I'm like, girl, I do not want to hear it anymore. You don't know how to use your opportunity. That was a good time to talk. You should have come to the reunion to have a lot of things to say, but you didn't. So shut up. That's how I feel. Oh yeah, you see the poll. Kevin said I'm in that 11%. Yeah. I can see that. Right, time to go eat. Everyone have a good day. Thank you, Bashan. Thank you, everyone. Abner, love you down. I love you too. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, thanks everyone. Also for the replay gang, please let us know what you guys think about everything. Put it in the chat, engage in the chats and the comments, just like you're watching like the rest of us. Also hype this video as well for the replay gang. Please hype it. It's a free way to support, but it really helps push us back in the algorithm. Also, please don't be stingy with those likes. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on your notifications so you know every single time that I post or go live. Everyone, thank you for the jokes. I'm still laughing. Love you all. I know I am. Let me tell you all what I'm going to do. When I rest up and finish all my lessons and I'm having dinner, I'm going to play this over again just so that I can read you guys' comments and engage with you guys. Like, just listen and enjoy you guys as well. So yeah, thank you. Aiti says, I'm a French speaker. Oh, but I'm trying to learn Spanish. Oh, girl. Maybe we can learn Spanish together and let me know how it goes. And, at the moment I have a tutor. And yeah, like we do some lessons together, like 3 lessons per week. And I think it's the best thing I've ever done because I've been trying to learn Spanish for so many years. But me deciding to have a tutor and have that structure has been the best thing I could have ever done for myself and my Spanish. So maybe that could help you. But yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. I feel the same way. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for your support, everyone. Bye.